In today's video, you'll discover my incredible stock portfolio performance over the last 7 months, and you'll see if I've been able to beat the stock market performance over that period. But first, let's take a look at what were my initial objectives when I first started this challenge. Initially, since my objective is to beat the stock market performance, I am trying to aim for as much growth as possible, but keeping the fact that I also have many kinds of great defensive stocks in my portfolio which are providing some great dividends, but also a lot of stability in it. After, I want to try to have a better overall diversification in my overall stock portfolio, especially knowing that in many different kinds of sectors in my portfolio, I don't currently have many companies within it. After, I'm trying to keep a maximum allocation of between 5 to 10% in any kinds of stock. And finally, obviously, my main objective is to be able to beat the stock market performance over the length of 1 year. However, keep in mind that I am not including the dividend returns that I'll be making from my stock portfolio. Now, let's take a look at what is my portfolio. The first thing that you can notice while checking out at my portfolio is that I currently sit on about $10,000 to $15,000 in cash at the moment that is ready to get injected in the market. But you'll find later on in the video that I've already made a few acquisitions throughout the month of March 2023, mainly because of the fact that I've been able to find a new job during that month. Now, if you take a look at the tech sector, you can see that some companies have been pretty much outperforming the market and some have been pretty much underperforming the market. Notably, with Meta has been my best performer by far in that sector over the last 7 months, where it has gained about 25% of its overall value. But unfortunately, since September 2023, you can see that both my electric car companies haven't been able to perform well during that period. Notably, where NIO has lost close to 50% of its value. Plus, after seeing some great growth in the beginning of the year for the different energy companies like Enbridge and Pembina, we can see that they have been slowly decreasing in terms of valuation. But on the upper end, my green renewable energy Algonquin has been regaining some momentum over the last month, but it is still down of close to 40% since the last 7 months. You've also probably seen that throughout the month of March 2023, there has been a massive banking crisis, notably with the failing of the SVB Bank in the US. And in my portfolio, unfortunately, you can see that both TD and the Nova Scotia banks are both negatives. However, TD was actually positive, but I've personally decided to add some massive position in that company, and I'll explain it to you why later on in this video. After, it has been pretty much the same for both of my communication companies that have lost a little bit of value since the beginning of the year, and most importantly since the last 7 months. But my consummation company Couche-Tard has been performing quite well over the last 7 months with some gains of close to 15% of value, which is pretty much the same for my materials company Savaria, which has gained close to 15% of gain as well. And unfortunately, lately, you can see that one of my biggest position in my portfolio, which is Raucan, has lost a little bit of value, but is still positive of about close to 4%. And once again, my little stake in 5N Plus has been performing quite well over that same period. However, you can see that my overall portfolio has gained a little bit of value over the last month because I've been adding more money into different stocks. But since the last 7 months in total, you can see that I've lost about $1,000, which has actually resulted in a total loss in my portfolio of about less 1.45%. But now, let's compare my own stock portfolio performance compared to the stock market performance. To represent the market, once again, we'll be using the S&P 500, which is a great index composed of the 500 largest American companies. So you can see that at the beginning of September, it was close to 3,966, and now it's currently worth about 4,124, meaning that it has gained close to 4% of gain over that period. So let's try to understand why my stock portfolio has been underperforming the market over the last month. First, as you can see by my overall sectoral distribution in my portfolio, I have 2 main tilts which are in the financial and in the technology sectors. And recently, I've lost a little bit more money because I've decided to buy different banks because they were in discounted with all the banking crisis that we've lived throughout the last month. But overall, on the long term, I believe that it's going to be a great move even if at the moment I am not able to outperform the market. After, another great sector in my portfolio is the real estate sector with Ryokan, that currently worth close to 15% of my portfolio. And as I already told you in my previous videos, I am currently trying to find another REITs to buy. But after, you can see that the energy sector comes at the 4th place, followed by the communication and the consumption sectors, the materials, and the other sectors. However, at the moment, you can still see that I currently don't have any kinds of stocks in the healthcare and in the services sectors. And once again, it is mainly because I've made many different purchases more in the financial sector over the last month. Talking about that, you can see that I've made 2 big transactions throughout the last month where I've bought about $3,000 of shares of TD. But on your side, if you want to see what are the best stocks that I am keeping an eye on for April 2023, check out the video that's going to be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace.